referral center, but everyone is making a huge impact. We'll have more on that and why coming up, but also on this morning show. The little girl who's quite a sight to see. Despite being legally blind, how she's overcome all obstacles and making an impact. We'll take you to the Art Council's celebration of music, people, art, and community. Plus, Dr. Nick explores the uncanny relationship we have with our cell phones and how it affects all relationships. Then, things get, well, a little squirrely. But first, the little girl who's out of sight. Six-year-old Maria Lee is as boundless as her energy. You'd never know she was legally blind unless you took a good look at her glasses. At only 4 weeks old, she developed a rare condition for infants, severe cataracts in both eyes.
We looked into her eyes and noticed that her eyes were cloudy white.
Her ophthalmologist called for immediate surgery. That shocked everyone.
Oh, it was horrible. Giving your baby away at 4 weeks old is just a horrible thing.
So the protein was developing on the lenses, and at that point the race is on, basically. Light has to enter the eye early in birth, or the brain gives up after a while.
Their insurance company didn't want to pay for the surgery. They called it vanity. Her parents called it insurance insanity.
Insurance companies were coming back and saying that, you know, this was an elective type of surgery. We're not having an elective surgery to remove cataracts. It's medically necessary.
Finally, the insurance company agreed. Much of her lenses had to be surgically removed.
They cut through the center to allow light to enter the back of the eye. And then the brain says, hey, we have something here, so we start working with it.
But to work correctly, 4-week-old Maria had to start wearing contact lenses. It was another hurdle.
And it would take 3 of us to hold her, and of course when you start playing with her eyes as an infant, she clamps down, and in South Louisiana she'd clamp down like a snapping turtle would on your finger and just doesn't let go.
Once in, they'd have to ensure they stayed in.
You constantly are looking to see if they're still there, because the only window to the world is through these contacts.
Finally, on her first birthday, Maria could wear glasses instead of contacts. She's had dozens of pairs already. Without them, she sees very little. Look at that tree. Okay, now take your glasses off and tell me what the tree looks like.
It's dots.
Can you see what color I'm wearing?
You're wearing pink.
Oh, you can see that with and without your glasses, huh?
Yes, ma'am.
Do I look younger now? Are all my wrinkles gone?
Yeah.
That's a great answer any day. The answer her parents couldn't find initially is why Maria had congenital cataracts. Then Lee discovered an uncle and cousin had it too.
I just remember visiting him, his family, and remembering that was the kid that wore the big old thick glasses. I didn't know why. You know, we just didn't ask those questions. We didn't ask until something happens like this, and you find out. Yeah, it does.
There it is.
There it is.
They also found Maria didn't like watching television, unlike their 2 older children, Maddie and Lee.
We were, concerned developmentally because TV means nothing. So Sesame Street was never, there was never any Sesame Street or Handy Manny or any of those things.
Because she couldn't.
It just meant nothing. She couldn't see it. When you remove these cataracts, it makes sort of a tunnel vision, like looking through a paper towel holder. So there's really no peripheral vision.
so Maria learned a lot from her brother.
And having a big brother, of course, you know, correcting her and teaching her and showing her, and that's helped a lot. He was her Sesame Street.
But Lee and his wife had no one to teach them about Maria's condition firsthand.
I was real discouraged that there really wasn't that much out there for people, you know, like us that needed someone just to talk to about it. And with all the privacy laws, you can't just give out people's names anymore.
And unlike other childhood diseases, there's no national organization or network.
Yeah, it was difficult to reach out and find someone to tell us it's going to be okay, you know. So we had to find our own way.
Now, by sharing their story, they hope to build connections.
We hope that Maria can help young couples. Can you imagine if it's your first child and you're faced with these things and you're scared to death?
Fearless through all of this, though, is Maria. She's an honor student, and she's as competitive and wide open on the soccer field as she is in the swimming pool or on the t-ball field. So what do you want to grow up and be?
I'll be a soccer coach.
The ball doesn't really come into the field of vision until it's right in front of her or really close. But once she's on it, and she'll kick the world out of it and get on with the game.
Continued medical advances could one day lead to Maria getting a harvested lens implant. Science, however, isn't there just yet. Maria's had 6 surgeries so far. More are likely. Yet, they've never lost sight of how fortunate they are.
You think, poor, why me, you know? But through it all, I think that we were blessed and chosen. You know, it's hard to say, brother, you know, it's hard to say without crying, but the idea is people are a whole lot worse off. You know, there's other kids that have their own crosses to bear. And, you know, I realize that, but we are so blessed, and I think that we were chosen. You know, it's not a curse. It was really a gift, and you know, she's been just a blessing. Still is.
I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way.
If you or someone that you know would like to get in touch with the Reeds about Maria's condition, just email me, Whitney at weekendswithwhitney.net, and I will connect both of you. Hey! I love feathers. Is this the greatest? Hey, still to come, making an impact, and much more, including we'll take you to the biggest party in our capital city, connecting music, people, and art. Then Dr. Nick examines our unusual relationship with our cell phones, where to find a happy balance, as Weekends with Whitney continues.
Maggio, the only way to go. Maggio Buick GMC, your satisfaction's our specialty. We really deliver on Falls River, here in New Roads. Small town atmosphere, legendary service for over 60 years. Maggio, the only way to go. The only way to go, that's Maggio.
9-time winner of the prestigious GMC Mark of Excellence Award.
When people say there's nothing to do in Baton Rouge, don't take that lying down.
Tell them to go take a swing.
Or go fish.
Or go fly a kite. You have places to splash.
And places to ride.
Or even places to fly.
Take a trip back in time.
Or see the world.
No matter what you like to do or see.
Visit BREC.org and see how together we've made BREC better than imagined.
Buying or selling a home can be stressful and exhausting, unless you choose me. I'm Regina Roselle with KDK Realty. Don't just trust your largest asset to anyone. Go with success. I've sold hundreds of homes over the last 10 years, and I can get you top dollar for your home, as well as get you the best price on your new one. Email me at buywithregina@gmail.com. I'll do all the work. All you have to do is pack. Let's get moving together.
Welcome back to Weekends with Whitney. Well, how do you make an impact? We are about to show you. Let's head inside. Art, music, people, and community united for a night of fun. 225 and In Register magazines started it 3 years ago. This year, 225 magazine publisher Julio Malera turned it over to the Arts Council for their fundraiser.
You know, we said, why not have the Arts Council take over the event and let them have the proceeds? Because, again, we wanted to get the community together to celebrate music and arts, and it's been wonderful. The timing couldn't have been better with Renee Chatelaine at the helm. And so this year's the first year, and they've done a fantastic job.
More than 1,000 people filled 6 floors of the Shaw Center.
It says to us that people really want to get together, come together through arts and culture, but also just have a really great time. People from all different walks of life who come together just to have fun and kind of get to know each other. It's really fabulous.
You could experience different music, food, and fun on every floor.
But the crowd is awesome. Everyone looks amazing, and it's fun.
So this is the action on the 6th floor. Leonard's working on his tan.
I love it.
Me too. It's our moon tan.
What a beautiful backdrop, right?
Isn't it?
Yeah.
And great music and big fun. It's a little crowded. I mean, it's hard to get around in here.
Which is fantastic for the city.
It is.
That so many people came out to support this benefit for the Arts Council.
The most amazing part about it is that people came out to support it. And they're so enthusiastic and so generous. And I mean, that's what's amazing, right? That's what makes you love Baton Rouge and want to be here and really work for the arts in Baton Rouge.
I think it's the best thing Baton Rouge has. I think it's very important.
Have they carried on the flavor of what you expected?
You know what? It's exceeded my expectations. I mean, they really have. I mean, they've captured the flavor. We wanted to bring black, white, young, old, rich, poor, everybody together in the community. You know, music is the language of the world. We got different genres of music. The artists, we've got so much talent in Baton Rouge. And so I think tonight's one of those nights that captures the essence of what Baton Rouge is and really can be.
So mark your calendar because MPAC will be back next year right about the same time. And look, you never know what you're going to see.
You never know.
Still to come on Weekends with Whitney. The uncanny, sometimes bizarre relationship we have with our cell phones. Dr. Nick explores some positive ways we can keep technology in perspective in our lives as Weekends with Whitney continues.
Hi, I'm Ian James, financial advisor and president of Capital Financial Group. Like millions of Americans, you're likely paying higher taxes and higher fees than you probably should. With 20 years of industry experience, I have a proven plan to analyze your investments and reduce hidden costs and fees. You work hard for your money. It's time to let your money work hard for you. Call me, Ian James, for a free, no-obligation portfolio review and a brighter financial future.
Who says an old dog can't learn new tricks?
Do you want to learn how to inspire, learn to fly, or learn how to drive?
Take a run around this park.
Or this park.
Or this park.
And we'll teach you how to dance.
And reach for the sky.
No matter your age, BREC offers classes to keep you moving, learning, and having fun.
Visit BREC.org and see how together we've made BREC better than imagined.
Go Roof is proud to serve the Baton Rouge and surrounding areas with our years of experience and quality service. We want more than just your roofing needs. Go Roof cares about the client and wants you to be our customer for life. Roof replacement, repair, vents, and more. Go Roof will get it done. We have excellent standing relationships with all the top insurance companies, so making your claim is fast and easy. A beautiful roof every single time at Go Roof. Call now for a free estimate.
There's a new ailment among our population, and it has to do with some neck pain. And you know why? It's because we're staring at our cell phones so often. It is a true diagnosable problem. Dr. Nick joins us this morning with more.
No, you're not confessing, are you?
Look, that's how I check myself. I'm like, how's it feeling?
Like your neck is bothering you that much.
I know, but I check. And sometimes I look around restaurants or tables
Whitney.
or situations, and everybody's doing this, and I think they're going to have some neck pain.
It is one of the most destructive devices in our world today. I will go that far. Wow. Destructive in the sense it's destructive to social skills. It's destructive to focusing on task. It's destructive to just kind of enjoying what play is and boredom. Boredom meaning that it's okay to turn it off. It's destructive to sleep.
Right.
And rest. I'm telling you, it's like any technology, like the wheel. The wheel is great until you overuse it.
Mm-hmm. Well,
the cell phone's great.
I was going to say, sometimes it's destructive to friendships too, because if you have one who wants to text you all the time and expects immediate replies, or whatever, and you're like, I've got stuff to do. And why don't you?
That's a good one. That's a good one. Or why haven't I heard back from you in 24 hours? And I'm thinking, I'm really very busy right now.
Right, yeah, right. Yeah. But what comes with the cell phone and technology, and certainly text, is that it's immediate. I just sent it. I know they know something's there because their phone's dinged or there's a notice. They may not have read it, but am I not important enough?
Right.
And really, at the end of the day, we all should probably pull back from that a little bit.
Whitney, I promise you, I have learned. I do not text you on Friday morning. I promise I have learned because it's a great.
Wait,
don't start screaming.
4 weeks in a row.
Well, because I'm addicted to texting you on Friday morning. But the last one was great when you said, dude, it's Friday deadline. All right, let's get back to the topic.
No,
but it is the topic.
Dude.
It is the topic. And the other thing about cell phone is that when we do use it, particularly for texting, it need not be emotionally charged. Because like the person that you didn't respond to shoots back a nasty text, it's like, thank you very much. You're not the only person in my life. I'm focused on something right now.
Right, I
really get it.
I did have to tell a real sweet friend of mine who I really like, you can't text me as much.
Did you?
It's just taking up so much time, and she gets her feelings hurt easily, and it was nothing. It was nothing personal. It was just she texted me more than anyone else, and I'd be trying to cook dinner, trying to do something with the kids, and it was incessantly, and I didn't want to hurt her feelings. And then I thought, well, this is crazy because guess who's getting hurt?
Yeah.
Me. Who's being inconvenienced? Yeah. Me. And she took it really well, and I think she had no idea.
Well, see, I was going to say what's so great about that is that you were assertive and you weren't mean and nasty about it. You helped her understand the context.
And you have to do that before it gets to the point where you fly off the handle and say, you're driving me bananas.
Right. Or we just stop responding and block them.
Oh.
Which is, not necessarily the best thing to do either. But Whitney, you raised a question that I have, and you and I have discussed this before. I wanted to say, and would like to say, that the way to handle a cell phone is to make sure you've got clear boundaries. For instance, no cell phone at the dinner table. No cell phone when we're sitting in the living room having a family conversation. No cell phone when I'm out to the restaurant with you and your phone rings and you say, oh, I need to get this. I get this. I'm like, you need to get this, but we're having dinner?
Right.
And I know there may be times, but but we
But unless someone's in the hospital and you're waiting for news.
Okay, but I noticed, somebody told me the other day that with the cell phone, it may have even been you, that I can silence everyone but favorites. There's a way to keep favorites to where if it is my father or my mother or you, that I can leave it on at night. Because, you know, I turn mine off at night. And you're always like, how do you do that?
But you're right. It's called Do Not Disturb. And
there's some kind of way of
it's on
doing
the
it.
Apple phone.
But see, when you do that, though, again, and you're not responding to the person that's waiting, and you respond 24 hours later, they can take offense. So I do think that we have to be assertive and say, this is how I plan to use the cell phone.
Okay, yes.
I don't know how you use it, but I'm using it this way. It cannot be, I read somewhere, if it's your best friend, you're in trouble.
If it's your favorite companion.
If it's your favorite companion, really. And again, I'm not saying that I don't have a little bit of a nervous reaction when I leave the phone at home and I go to the office.
You don't go back and get it?
Do you know that I don't? I don't. But I have to live with the withdrawal.
And it's probably good.
And that's what I realized. It's taking control of me.
It's a problem.
Is anything really that urgent? And again, I know if it's somebody in the hospital or blah, blah. But what did we do when we didn't have them?
I know, Nikki.
What did we do when we didn't have them? We managed.
We did manage. And there was a time there weren't even answering machines, much less landlines, and the world went on. Okay, thank you for that reminder.
It is a good, and then, you know, we were talking about, you know, you were assertive. When I'm with people who want to get on their cell phones and we're out about and they're just texting like there's no, I want to get up and walk away. And you said something, you know, to me once, well, Nikki, instead of walking away, remind them that people are so habitually connected to it, they don't even realize that they're in a social state. And I think that's true. That's how sick it's become.
Yes. Yes, you know what my mother does? When she has, because of course with the other generation, when all the grandkids come over and they're all teenagers, my mother has a box, and when they come to her house, you know, when it's a family gathering, everyone has to put their cell phone in the box.
Whitney.
Now, not the whole time, but certainly dinner, pre-dinner, after dinner.
It's wonderful. It's wonderful.
Everyone talks.
And think about it just in terms of a basic, okay? If I don't want to eat sweets, I don't keep them in the house. If I don't want to get on the cell phone, I put it away. Or I give it to your mother and say, you put it away. I don't even know where it is.
Right, right.
And I go into withdrawals for just about 10 minutes, and then I start jamming with your mother. And I'd much rather be with your mother than the cell phone.
Yeah, yeah. And that's what it's all about.
But that's where we have to, I just wanted to say real quickly, Finland school system, they study 3 hours a day. And they're learning far more than Americans. But the thing that I wanted to say was that they asked the principal, what did they do during that other 2 or 3 hours at school? They play.
Really?
They play, and they create. Oh. And they have no cell phones and no computers, but they give them opportunities to create, and their minds functioning in a whole different light. Fascinating. Mm-hmm. But it's the social skill is what I'm talking. It's developing social skills.
You're right. And I'm afraid that all of our social skills, because of cell phones, have dropped. I would tell you mine probably have. And
you think?
I'll do a conscious effort to be better at it.
Yeah.
Yes, I do. I was at a choir concert last night, and I did find myself checking my phone a few times. You know?
Thank you for your honesty.
Now, my daughter wasn't singing at the moment.
But it doesn't matter. It's still a good thing to everybody to reflect on. Mm-hmm. I wasn't. What was it that made me go to that phone all the time?
But guess what? I looked around.
Everybody was doing it.
Everybody was doing it.
Okay, so they're going to jump. They're going to jump off the cliff, and I'm going to follow them with you.
No. I'm not making excuses for my bad behavior, but I'm just saying. See,
that's the society. That's why it was important for us to talk about it.
Right, right. And as summer approaches,
serious. It's a serious problem.
Right. As we get together, remember and remind your children, and I can promise you that my children's grandmother's generation doesn't understand the preoccupation with it.
No.
And can get very insulted.
No. And what we need to also remember again is it's the question becomes if it's using me. We need to use the cell phone to our advantage.
Don't let it use us. When we talk about, you know, sometimes, oh, this is a horrible world. I'm like, thanks for the cell phone. I can find out.
I'm grateful for the cell phone.
Yes.
It's just not going to control me.
Right.
Or at least I try not to be. I've made the same mistakes as you.
Yeah.
We all have. But that's what the reminder's about.
Sure. Responsibility.
So to move it, give it to somebody and put it in a box.
For a little while. Not forever.
Because I might be trying to reach you.
Or you'll need to find out something from Google. It's the best research tool I've ever had.
And to check weekends with Whitney updates or whatever, you got to do that.
You watch the whole show on there. Thanks, Nikki. Great to see you as always.
Okay, let's check our phones. Bye, everybody.
Much more Weekends with Whitney right after this.
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time.
Maggio, the only way to go. Maggio Buick GMC, your satisfaction's our specialty. We really deliver on Falls River, here in New Roads. Small town atmosphere, legendary service for over 60 years. Maggio, the only way to go. The only way to go, that's Maggio.
9-time winner of the prestigious GMC Mark of Excellence Award.
Classic Hits 103.3, Scott Ennis, welcome to the ride home. Put the seatbelts on, hug the babies when you get there.
Hey, Scott, coffee, water, trash need emptying?
Hey, Chris, we're good, man. Thanks for checking in. Appreciate checking in.
Sure.
Yeah. And by the way, I'm playing Beth just for you today.
You too much, man. I love you.
Oh, I
wanna
know
give you a
yeah.
kiss.
No, that's okay. Yeah, seriously.
Sure.
We're good. Seriously.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Scott Ennis is back on 103.3 Classic Hits. Atlas Foundation Repair, fixing your foundation problems for more than 30 years while preserving and protecting your trees. Thanks for spending part of your Sunday with us here on Weekends with Whitney. I hope that you have enjoyed the fun, of course, here at the Shaw Center with MPAC. We have a lot more for you coming up next week. We hope to see you then. But until then, you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Have a fabulous Sunday. We leave you with a little something nutty and really squirrely.